We usually only like to share the best parts of us on social media, and I'm no exception to that. Unfortunately, it just gives us this weird illusion, though, that everybody has their life together and that we better hide ours because we suck. It's really basically you're comparing your behind the scenes to everybody's highlight reel, and that's a really quick way to make you feel inadequate. But even worse, the stuff we go through actually could help other people if only people knew we were going through it. The problem with that is it leaves you vulnerable. It makes you feel like you kind of are exposed because you're not really sure if anybody else out there is struggling too. So, with the risk that I'm the only one in the world who sucks, I'm gonna maybe step out of my comfort zone a little bit here and try not to be a wuss about it and be a bit open about a failure on my part, which is kind of weird because, I really was hoping you'd all believe I was perfect. Anyway, for those of you who know, I have been trying to get into med school, and that requires writing the MCAT, which is a 8-hour test that is not easy. There's nobody ever leaves that test feeling good about themselves. And I had written it last year and actually done really well. Um, Fortunately, in the waiting for my application to go in this year, I felt like I wasn't doing enough. And that's a whole nother topic I could do a whole nother video on about the inability to just sit still and to think that you're enough. Oh my goodness, do I suck at that. So I panicked and I signed up to take it again, figuring if I worked really hard, obviously I should do better than I did last year. And I did work hard. I worked all summer. People who know me know how much of a loser I was. I was studying constantly, and I really felt I learned a lot. I felt a really good grasp of the knowledge. So it felt like a gut punch today when I checked my grade and I bombed it. Now, you're thinking, oh, a patty bomb. Oh no, like by my standard, what's that, an 80? No, I bombed it. I literally bombed it. Like I'm laughing because I don't know how to express an emotion about this right now. It literally makes no sense because I did so well last year that even statistically, for a test to be reliable, I should be able to get at least relatively close to the same percentages as I got last year on each section. And when I'm saying like significantly lower, for all of you who don't really understand statistics, I got 98th percentile, which means I scored 98% above 98% of the people who took this test last year on the critical analysis parts. That was my best subject. I got a 60th percentile this year. I went from mastery to barely passing. Like, I don't get that. How can I study more and go down so much on everything? And so, what you need to understand about the MCAT is it's not like, oh, well, just use last year's. With the MCAT, only your most recent score counts. So now, with a stronger application, much stronger than last year's, my new results for this test make it so I'm not even eligible. I won't even get looked at. If I hadn't taken this test, if I hadn't paid $500 to retake this test and wasted my summer, I'd actually have a better shot of getting in this year than I do now, which is 0. Okay, so why tell you that? I mean, other than poor me and, oh, look, I'm not perfect, I hope you feel better about yourself. It's that it's so devastating, but it's really not abnormal. The thing about life is really that sometimes life doesn't make sense, especially when you feel like you've done everything right. I'm not saying I did. Obviously there's stuff I need to do differently because look at the results. But I worked, I sacrificed, and I still fell really short, really flat on my face. And it really does happen to everybody. And most of the time, you probably feel like I feel right now, like I'm just questioning everything. Like, how can I study and work really hard and do worse? That doesn't make sense. Like, can I trust myself? I take a lot of, my who I am, my belief of who I am is, and a big part of me is that I'm very intelligent. All of a sudden, it's like, am I actually intelligent? Maybe I'm not. It's really easy to start getting into that cycle when something bad happens. And something that kind of knocks you off guard. When we know why something bad happens, if it's, if I was too lazy to turn on the light and I stubbed my toe. We know why I stubbed my toe. There's no mystery there. But when you do everything right and still fall short, it really makes you question. This is normal. And I'll repeat that. It is normal to feel crappy when you fail. I had a great cry in the shower after I got the results. And those of you who know me know that I don't cry. I don't show a lot of emotion. Heck, I'm laughing right now because I don't even know how to process this. And that's okay. It's good to feel those emotions. But you have to remember, this is just a disappointment. This is not life-threatening. Oh, excuse my squeaking dog. She found a squeaker again. Anyway, sorry. I'm disappointed. It's okay to be disappointed. I should be. I wasted a lot of money and time, and it didn't go the way I wanted. But this isn't life-threatening. It's not the end of the world. It's okay to feel disappointment. It's okay to feel sad. But in the perspective of everything, I have to keep in mind that what I do after this is going to dictate what my future is. I can't live in these feelings forever. It's okay to feel it for a little while, and at some point I'm sure it's going to hit me that this is basically my whole year down the drain. But I've had to make a choice, and I'll have to continue choosing to make it, that I'm not going to quit, I'm not going to run, and I'm not going to avoid looking at this failure, because it sucks to look at when you don't do well at something. Nobody wants to look back at why. But that's not going to get me anywhere. I'm just going to be here forever, disappointed that I haven't moved forward. It's really imperative at this point to force myself to look at this failure. What did I do wrong? What parts did I do right? And you know what? There are some things I couldn't control. In the things that I did right, I got to take those things forward and keep doing them. In the things that I maybe fell down on or should have done better at, I'm going to have to make a plan. How am I going to do this better going forward? And there are some things that, they were out of my control. I'm not really sure what those things were, and they don't really matter. If I spend all my time blaming these things that are outside of my control, I'm just going to be bitter and I'm not going to make any progress. And that's hard. I get that. It is so much easier to look externally because it makes it hurt a little less. It makes us feel like our egos don't take such a hit. But I have to admit, I did not do well enough. It was not enough. I need to do better. I just got to figure out what that will be. So right now, you know what? I'm going to sit here, probably eat a tub of ice cream, and feel like a little bit of a wreck. But although my next year is not going as planned, it's probably going to be a lot of things that I would have missed out on otherwise. And while, those things are going to be great, I am going to take time to examine, the wreckage of what happened. I'm going to find those positives to take forward. I'm going to create a tangible plan, and I'm going to work on the things that I can control. Pity party is okay for today. But remember, and I'm really hoping, since this sucks and I feel like I got sucker punched, that somebody out there can maybe benefit from hearing this experience, that asking why me isn't going to change anything, feeling it's unfair isn't going to change anything, but looking at what I can do differently to make it so next year I've grown from where I am right now. And I can maybe post a video where I'm so incredibly excited because I nailed the MCAT and I'm going to get into med school. And I can look back and realize it was only from this moment, this wreckage, that I was able to grow and be stronger and be more prepared for what comes up in the future. So anyway, that was hopefully, oh my goodness, 8 minutes. Sorry for taking so long of your time. Just wanted you to know that A, you're not the only one who fails, and B, you're not the only one who hates feeling failure, but that C, it can get better, and that from it you're going to be better. You just have to make the choice to not sit and blame everybody else, but really focus on what can you do next time differently. Anyway, I might go cry again in the shower, so bye.